Impact 1. That's on. Good. S3 grenade. Right. Let's just do this. Test it. Yep, cool. Hello, Famous. How's it going, man? Right, so what we're going to be doing, guys, is starting off with T-sides smokes for A, and positions where you want to push. Twardy, hello, man. Good morning. But yeah, we're going to start off with just smokes for A in general, how to smoke off stairs, CT, and jungle. So the first one we're going to do is jungle. So where you want to do on this is sit on this corner. Yeah, we can definitely do that, Carl. That's a good idea. Anyway, so the first one is CT. What you want to do, guys, is find this wall here where it's lined up like a kind of cut-off. You want to just go directly in the middle of that. Aim towards the right side of this wall here. So you just want to have your crosshair on the right-hand side. And all you want to do is just jump and throw. Jump and throw, and what this will do is land straight into CT spawn. This will bounce, and CT spawn it comes into. It kind of stops people from just pushing. The only thing you got to be wary of with this smoke is ticket box. So when you are doing that, you need to just watch it carefully, and then we can go from here. And then we're going to do stair smoke, which is quite easy. So you need to just basically jump up, line up. Hello, Potato. That's one early stream. Yeah, indeed it is, Potato. Anyway, we're going to jump up and line ourselves here. What you want to do at this point is line yourself with this cross angle here. So this right angle, you want to go from here, go to the next pole, but just keep in line with this right angle kind of pole here. Just keep in line. Get to about the middle of this area, and you want to let go. And I need to do that, fix that, because that's fucking annoying. Right, we'll go over that again, because I want to just let's restart this. Right. Good morning, Untamed. Good morning, man. How are you, buddy? Right. Anyway, we're going to start off with the basic stuff here. So the first one is CT. You want to line up with this angle here. Get along the wall. Aim for this part here. And once you've aimed for this, you just need to be right of this pole here and aim on the wall. And all you need to do is just jump and throw, guys. Jump and throw. Once you've jumped and thrown, it will land into CT spawn quite easily, and you'll see me do this quite often. Just remember to check ticket box. This is ticket box here when you are doing the smoke. And then we'll do the one for staircase. Staircase is here. Staircase will go along here. Thank you so much for the follow, Nublu. Very kind of you, dude. You want to be lining yourself here with the right angle. And once you've got yourself on this right angle, the crosshair, which is perfect, you need to just go into the middle from that right angle in this middle pole, and just let go and throw. Once you've done this, this will actually land onto the staircase and cover off stairs completely. So this stops anyone peeking from Palace, allowing the terrorists to pop out into a site without being challenged from stairs. The next one you want to do is for the jungle area. The jungle area is quite simple again, so you need to just go 1, 2, 3 on the squares. I call them. You need to line yourself up into the middle of one. Move yourself across, and you want to have yourself in line with the top pole here, and just make like a kind of like another angle. So you want to just like make a kind of square if you imagined it. Once you've made that kind of square, you want to just literally let go and throw. This doesn't require jumping, and that will bounce back into jungle. And this will completely cover off jungle. So once you have one on stairs as well, this completely cuts off anyone trying to challenge you from connector or stair side. So, and jungle obviously, and then we have CT side covered as well. So that's how you smoke off a site. Hello, Corey and Lator. How's it going, man? You alright, good? Yeah, you do have a lot of cat coins, dude, Twardy. Anyway, what we're going to do now is just go over quickly over the map spots and names. So this is T-spawn, obviously. Then you've got the B ramp. You've got B ramp, you've got B halls. This is all B halls. Then we come to through B halls, and this is underground, or underpass, some people call it. And then we can go back up to B, and this will bring you into the B halls, and then you can call this B halls kitchen. You go through, and then you've got B upper, or B hall still if you want to call it. Then you've got van, which is pretty normal, call it van or car. And kamikaze, thank you very much for following, dudes. Then you've got bench, bench here, or head shop, some people call it, but most people call it bench these days. Then you obviously got bomb site B. Then you've got short, short is here, short, and then you've got short pole or short wall. I call it short pole because you can just strafe around it and use it as a kind of good bit of cover, and a lot of people stay here. Then I call this bit here, this area around where I'm shooting, electric side, because in the old Mirage, this box here, around here, used to be like electric boxes. And yeah, so I just call this electric, and you're probably going to be quite confused by that, but you call it, I don't know what you could call it, but wooden boxes. But like, people like to stay here and spot people, so I call this electric. So then we move over to the B kitchen or shop. So this is kitchen or shop, whatever you want to call it. Then you have this area here, which is called L block, because of the distinct L that you have. So you wanna be basically spotting around, and this is L block. Then you've got window, B window, and K Patry, thank you for following, dude. Hello, dude. How are you? So once we move out of the kitchen area, then you've got CT spawn, and then you've got B window room, which will need to pop through events, and then you've got window room, which it can obviously spot down through middle. Then you've got ladder room, which I'll be able to do the jump for, and ladder room is through here. So this is ladder room, where you can like stand up and spot people. This area is short. You've got short here, and this should be fine. And yep, so we've got short, and then you come through to top mid boxes. And you can actually spot people with from top middle if you want to jump up, and you can come up. Hey Sage Gaming, how's it going, man? And then you've got Delpan. So this is called Delpan. Some people I used to call it bench or chair, but then a lot of people started calling it Delpan. So I call this Delpan now. It's when you like just hide in the corner of the mid spot, and then you've got second Delpan, which is this pole here. And people can peek you from here as well. Then we move over to the connector area. Some people will call this connector or link. Link court is also, I've heard it being called before. I don't know, whatever your personal preference is. This box here is pretty good for spotting towards into the palace area. Then you've got a spam spot here. Spam spot which will clear up stairs area. Stairs is a good way of just keep peeking anyone. Then we've got stairs, and then you've got sandwich. This bit here is sandwich. Sandwich is a good place to hide if you want to spot people from coming through palace, and it's also a good way to cover yourself from anyone coming into ramp. And then you've got a ramp or action, some people call it. I don't know why people call it action, but I've heard it being called action before. Then you've got Tetris. Tetris here, or Lego boxes. I think Nip call it Lego, I'm not sure. And then you've got shadow or under balcony. I call it shadow most of the time. I see a lot of new players sit here, which is actually really bad. You are trapping yourself completely. So if you are going to be holding shadow, I'd recommend staying on this spot and doing potential flash here, and this will pop anyone coming through to a ramp. Also be wary of this peak box here, because this is where a lot of people stand, just because it only shows your head, and it's a good way of getting people. Anyway, then we've got yeah, gay box basically, or hidey box, whatever you want to call it. And then this spot here is ninja. You got ninja here, which will stop people. You can basically, a lot of people just do this. I hate when people do this, but they do this and then they do a flash and they're like, yeah, ninja defuse, woo, and I'm just like, yeah, cool, that's really good. You've lost us 7 rounds in a row trying to do that. Brilliant, well done. Anyway, then we've got first plant box. I just call this first box, and then we've got triple. I call this triple box due to the fact of 3 boxes. We call this triple. A lot of people like to stay behind here because it's a good peaky spot to spot both palace and a ramp at the same time. Anyway, then we've got a ticket box here, and I think this has mostly covered it. You've obviously got jungle, so this whole area is called jungle because in the older maps there used to be like a jungly mesh thing on top, and that's why. Good morning, Akito. How's it going, man? And Miss Musty, how are you? Right, so that's pretty much the spots on Mirage. So I've covered that pretty much now. What we're going to do now is go over plant spots. That's fair enough, yeah, Miss Musty, that's cool. Everyone has different calls slightly, but as long as your friends understand it, then that's fine. I'm just explaining what I personally call them, and then maybe the people will understand what they're talking about when they're in a game. Anyway, so ideal places to plant in B would ideally be planting here. You want to be planting pretty much on the short corner. Why do you plant here, for example? Because it can be spotted both from B halls or B house, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I've missed out one spot on A actually. Never mind. We'll go over there quickly. So you've got balcony, and then you've got palace. So this area here is all called palace, and you can literally clear out all palace area. But anyway, we'll go back to B and explain why it's good to plant there. So I said to plant on for that spot because 1, it can be spotted from B halls, and 2, you can also spot it from short. Really good way. Obviously, if someone's late rotating from underground or from top middle, it means that the AWPer or the whatever, someone who's late to the site can actually cover it. So this is a really good way of having the best open plant and best opportunity for most of your teammates. If you're planting like middle of here, for example, or planting in this corner, you have to really think about it. Like, obviously, if it's really dangerous and there's lots of people kitchen, lots of people coming short, then your safest option is probably planting in this corner. But just think about the amount of cover that the CTs will have in retrospect. If they've planted the site, you've got control of short, but then they come through kitchen, you don't have control of kitchen, and then they start diffusing. It's going to be really difficult for you to actually cover this. So I would only in a real situation, maybe an eco, you would want to plant here. The next best place, in my opinion, is to plant here. You don't want to actually be planting like here in the middle of it. You want to be planting just right in the corner, so you want to wedge yourself into it and plant there. Why plant there? And thank you for the follow, Lobus, that's very kind of you, dude. Why would you want to plant there? Because it's quite easy to cover. You can actually see them, the CTs have to be poking out quite visibly with their body, with the way it's diffused, and it's a good way of just sitting in a spot here. I've sat here multiple times, and you can't really be seen, and then you can hear someone jumping up onto the van and pick them off quickly, and then you can just play around with them, peek from this side, and easily take them out as well. Anyway, what we're going to do now is move over to A site and cover that side, and then say where the ideal places to plant on A site. So ideally you want to be planting in the open as much as possible. You can really plant in the open here. So say if you've got like everything cleared and the smokes are done very well, you can plant yourself here, which is a brilliant place to plant because 1, is so easily visible from palace, so easily visible from jungle area, and really easily visible from a ramp. So that's the best place you can plant if you wanted to do so. Yeah, I will do viewer games today, dudes. I will do. The next best place, in my opinion, if you haven't got that much cover but you do have CT cover, is planting by triple. You just have to be wary of when planting near triple. These boxes are completely spammable, so you might want to do it at a little weird angle so you got a little bit more cover. Try and avoid just planting straight up like this, because you will often get spammed, especially at the later levels when you're higher up, for example DMG or whatever. If you really want to plant quickly and safely, then this is the safest option here. So you got like cover from these boxes. These aren't very easily spammable, especially with this metal. You just got to be wary of CT and make sure triple is cleared when you're planting. Yes, Potato, you do. And then what we're going to do now is to go with some B hall smokes. Okay, so what we're going to do is firstly smoke off short from B halls. So this one's quite easy. You just want to literally line up your thumb with this crosshair on the left hand side. You pull the pin. Please remember my view model settings are classic, so your view models, if they are different, then this will be completely different from what I'm doing. But if you want to replicate what I'm doing, then you need to have your view model settings to classic. What you want to do then is put your thumb literally on the left corner of this pole, which I've shot, and just let go and throw basically. What this will do is literally land inside connector, and it's nice. It's a nice deep like top smoke as well, so like covers off like everything in connector. You really have to force yourself out there to get into seeing anything from mid basically. So it's a really good connector smoke that you want to do for B halls. The other one I like to do, if you're on A, you can really decoy your enemy by just sitting in this corner here, I'm pretty sure, and jump throwing, and you'll be able to land yourself into short. So it's kind of a rough judge, but you can really throw off your enemy by smoking off short all the way from A side, and it will completely bug them over pretty much. So it's a really good way of doing that. Hey Spooge, how's it going, man? You right, dude? Sorry if I have missed anyone that has said hello. I'm just focusing on doing these tips. But hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. Anyway, what we're going to do now is do the rest of the B hall smokes and show you just the ones that I know of. So the ones, this one here, so you can like literally sit under the lamp, and once you're under the lamp, you can make a little with your crosshair. With my crosshair, it's just like slightly off this pole here. So you want to just make it slightly off and throw. What this will do is cover off window side. So if you have an AWPer, for example, trying to spot you, this will stop him coming from window. He could jump up onto the window and peek, but this is quite a lot of risk and still very hard to actually see you. Thank you, tokens. That's very kind of you, dudes. And once we do that, you want to be covering the short area. So a lot of problems when coming up to short is, thank you for the follow tokens, is dealing with a guy coming from short, because the problem is like this is such an advantage, like a massive advantage for players to peek from this spot. You can like literally take that side and get them this way and then get them this way, but if you can cut them off from one side, they're exposing their body a lot more on this side. So a good way to smoke off somebody is from B halls again, and if you go into this gate here, so you just go straight into the gate, you need to go directly in the middle of it, hug it, so hug it to the point where you can't move, you're holding W, you can't move anymore, and then what you want to do is look up, and then you'll see this kind of pole here, this like wooden slat. What you want to do is move your crosshair away from that just ever so slightly, just enough so the smoke will be able to move and get out of the slight slats that you have. So then you do that, and it should. Nope, it didn't hit the hitbox. That's annoying. It didn't hit the hitbox, guys. I'm sorry. Did it? Is it going to hit the hitbox? Now this is interesting. This is very interesting. Why is it not hitting the hitbox? There you go. So yeah, you need to go into the center, go slightly off, and it will hit the hitbox in the sky and land into short. Can you show me some pop flashes from B-apps when rushing BST? Yeah, sure. So this will cover off short areas, so as I said, they can't peek you from that spot, and yeah. But anyway, we'll do some B pop flashes. So you've got the standard ones if you're coming over. You've got the overhead ones, which is good to do. This will flash anyone like peeking generally on site. It's a good way to just easily do flashes over the top. What I'd like to do if I was rushing really quickly, I'll just do one flash like that, and then aim for this and do it. Oop, not like that. Slightly lower, and that will flash out. So you can do it with combination of here. So you do one flash like this, and then one flash a little bit lower, and this will bounce out, and you can continue. So what you want to do with this one is you want to be kind of running towards the wall on this kind of angle here. So you want to be running along and aiming a little bit lower, and this will bounce off into anyone coming out. Tokens. Tokens, my man. I'm just testing out a daytime stream, like see how many viewers I'm getting at the moment. See how it goes, really. But anyway, those are kind of two flashes that I would normally do. If you want to smoke off bench, like you can smoke off bench, but I wouldn't recommend smoking bench. Like the only problem with smoking bench, if you like smoke off this area, for example, a lot of people I'd recommend to smoke this area, so it stops people peeking you from bench. But a lot of when we're especially playing team games back like some time ago now, people would just camp in this corner if you'd like to smoke bench, and once the smoke disappeared completely, they would abuse this spot completely. So a lot of people would just go, okay, fucking hell, yeah, bench is clear, awesome, woo, and you know, they wouldn't actually check this area here. They would abuse the smoke that was here laid down, and just sit in it and wait till it disappears, and yeah, you'd just be completely buggered by it basically. Yep, if you want to do the trajectory of the grenade, it's SV grenade trajectory, and then you need to just type 1. Just go into an offline server, and you'll be able to do that. You need to make sure it's an offline server, a local server, because normal servers, a community server, or one of your own servers that you may host doesn't work. It has to be a local offline one. Yeah, and there you go. Anyway, so we're going to do some flashes that I'll do on A. Flashes that are pretty simple. You just can do the overhead top flashes, which are good, easy, nice and simple. And then you've got, if you have like a ramp smoke, for example, and you want to wait for that to go, you can just do a nice little flash that can just go like that, and this will bounce out and bounce anyone to a ramp. So I would normally you'd see me do this one a lot. I do this one sometimes, but it kind of the delay of it bouncing on the floor and stuff is not too nice. So what I'd like to do is this one, you just literally run and throw, turn away a little bit, and then come out. And this is a good way of just pop flashing out and maybe even going through the smoke. I'll go through some smoke sometimes if I think they're not really covering it too well, and I'll just go for it. Anyway, this. If you're stuck in Palace, for example, you have like a smoke here, which is kind of annoying, pretty standard. You can just do a nice flash that will bounce out into the area here and stop anyone. Oh, sugar. Oh, doing it slightly off. There you go. So you can do a flash that you can just like literally hug this wall and go for it. I keep doing it too short. There you go. So it needs to be, yeah. And that will flash out into the A ramp, well, A site, sorry, and cover anyone coming off. And then you have the standard spot that you want to probably nade, which I can never do. I can never do this one, but you can nade there and also Molotov it if you wish to do so. If you want to extend the round time, it's MP_roundtime_diffuse, and then I set it to 60, just because that's the maximum time you can set it to, an hour. But yeah, those are the kind of flashes that I'll do if I was coming out of a site. So that is pretty much Mirage covered, guys. If you have any further questions now, then you're more than welcome to ask. And Getar, thank you for refollowing. Can you do some on Dust? I already have one on. I have like a load of that on my YouTube channel, dude. I'm basically creating this for a VOD. To put on my YouTube channel. I have one there already. Agreed, Miss Musty, but if you are very quick on doing, you need to basically do the flash and then follow it through. You don't hang about. You want, you do the flash and then you poke. You peek out. You go straight out. You just literally do the flash, peek, and take the advantage of them being flashed, or hoping them being flashed. So the flash is just to enhance your rush, basically. We also have 2 smokes that you should always do when you're entering a site. Thinking about it, you have one where you just have like the beige corner. I just normally aim for this, and this will stop anyone coming into a ramp easily. And then you also want to smoke off palace at the beginning of rounds. This is quite a standard thing. You need to do them at the beginning of rounds, really. And you also have B halls, which you smoke as well. Oops. And this is a good way to stop anyone just rushing, YOLO rushing so much. Smokes will deter a lot of enemies, especially, well, just generally at all levels, really. Rushing through a smoke is always going to be a massive disadvantage, really. Blickitney Surfer, thank you for following, dude. But I do agree, Miss Musty, it does expose your position, but you need to just move with it if you are going to do it. Anyway. That is Mirage, guys. I hope that helped. If you have any further questions now, then please ask now, and I'll be happy to go over it, anything if you wish to do so. Alright, famous. See you later, dude. If not, I'll move on to a basic game. Spooge, what I can do is get the video of Dust if you'd like to watch that when I did that. Are we all good? Are we all gravy? Right. Whoa, that was weird. Really had some CT holding window. Already have a video on that on my YouTube channel. I'll forward with and without AWP. Oh, we may as well go over it. We'll go over it. Fuck it. We're on this map, so we may as well. So if I was AWPing mids, like, you want to be... thank you for follow, dude. Appreciate it. GA21. Let's have a look. So if you're holding mid, you want to be going through this spot here. You want to just be, like, literally popping the vent and then crouching through, and then spotting this angle here. Once you've spotted here for about... I'd say maximum 10-15 seconds. If there's no one peeking, you need to move away from this position because by that time there could be someone underground. If, however, there is someone middle, then with an AWP, you obviously just need to get the crossing people. Get people crossing, stop them from getting into mid box. Obviously you're going to miss sometimes. Definitely, even I missed like multiple times easily on this map. And if that is the case, then I'll normally do a flash like this, flash like that, and get them here. It's really kind of difficult to flash easily and properly on this map, on this window bit here. You can just do this one, which will get the underground people, but it's not easy. I would personally just do this flash most of the time, just like a normal one, which will stop them from peeking, and then you can go for a little peek there. But you want to spot the cross for 10-15 seconds max. Once you've done that, you can even move over if no one's crossed, and then just spot the connector. This is a good way of spotting people if they're trying to creep up connector from underground, because a lot of people will just expect you to be on this side here, because well, it's just normal, and you just want to move away from that as quickly as possible. It's no problem at all, Akito. That's cool. My pleasure, man. This is the stuff I enjoy. So. And then once you've moved out from there, you want to basically kind of spot from connector again and kind of spot underground. Personally, once the mids kind of hold and potential rush is over, I'll move through into connector and just spot underground, because then I rely on the short player to be calling the crossing from mids and stuff. This is a short player's job now. He needs to be saying, oh, one's coming up catwalk, one's coming up short, one's coming up to Delpan, etc, etc. Then with those calls I can go, okay, that's cool, that's fine. So I need to move away from like underground and then come back to window, do a potential flash to help out my teammate, and then move over and spot each side. You know, you want to kind of hold one area at a time. You can't be holding like underground, you know, top mid at the same time. You need to rely on your teammates at this point. Giveaways will be today, dude, yeah, as usual. You know how it works. Giveaways after every win, but I'm just doing lessons at the moment. So yeah, you want to be, I would say, if you are moving away from the spot, then smoke it, because this will always slow them down. And then you can move through to window as well, and go from there. So that's how I would personally hold window. You see me quite often play window when we're playing Mirage as well. And that's the way I personally do it. You know, I spot the area for a while, then move over to connector and just rely on my teammates. As in the AnderUK, you need to be dynamic. You need to be moving to B kitchen. You need to be moving to A palace, and you'll see me just jump around a lot. And I spot here, spot the guy coming through to palace. I can support them with a smoke if I want to, and then moving through to connector, and you know, spotting here, spotting underground, and just being really dynamic. You need to be as an AnderUK. If you have like a crappy spawn for middle, say you know, a good spawn is obviously being this side, but however, if you're more spawned towards Mario, thank you for following, dude, Mario, that's very kind of you. If you're more spawned towards the A side, you know, what you want to do then is use that spawn. You really want to use that spawn and actually go towards the A ramp, spot A ramp, and see if anyone's rushing. And it's an easy pick. Like, you'll see their head first, though we won't see you first most of the time. Obviously your body's a bit more exposed, but you have the advantage because you've had the spawn. And then if there's no one there, then you move over to connector and spot middle. I would recommend actually not spotting from here, because it exposes all of your body, and here it only exposes part of your body, and actually makes the shot is harder to get people crossing, definitely, but you'll be better off doing this because less of your body is exposed, and you can just make a potential shot and run away easier because there's a nice ramp, whereas you've just got like this wall where you've got to kind of strafe away from. That's very kind of you, Tokens, man.